Keith P with the 8th Rank Mindset. And I want to talk about what happened this week. It was historic, and it's going to be talked about more and more and more. So let's get right to it. Let's talk about GameStop, what happened with GameStop, and what happened with the hedge funds and the big time billionaires, and this little Reddit group called Wall Street Bets. But let's go ahead and break into it. GameStop was about to become the most valuable company in the world due to these Wall Street Bets Reddit people. They decided to short squeeze the big time hedge fund sellers. You know, what they did as those billionaires, what they did was they short sold the company's stock, meaning that they thought it was going to go down to zero. So they thought it was a good idea to leverage up and go ahead and short sell the stock. What is short sell? Short sell is like, I own some stock, maybe I own 1,000 of them, and they're worth about $17, but you pay me $22 for them. And you think the stock is gonna go down, so you promise to give me my stock back maybe next month. And I get the $22 and I get my stock back next month, you know? So basically I make about, what, $5 per share? So I make $5,000 to let you hold my stock. And I know you're gonna bring it back to me. So you think it's gonna go down, the billionaires did. And what happened was, those people on Wall Street Bets noticed that they had over 130% of the stock on a short sale. So they brought the stock up. And when you buy the stock up, the thought process of the person who's short selling, which is the billionaires, they're thinking, I gotta pay these people back. So the price is not $22 anymore. The price is $32. So they're in a frenzy like, okay, the price is going up and I gotta pay these people back. Let me go get these stocks so I can pay that person back. Well, what happened was nobody was selling the stock. Nobody wouldn't give it back to them. All they was doing was buying and buying and buying and buying. And the price kept going up and up and up and up and up. So basically, they damn near bankrupt Melvin Capital, which is one of the big short sellers of GameStop, because they had to go borrow $2.5 billion just to cover the amount of stock that they had short, because the price went up to about $350, $400. So they have to go pay them people back their stock because they're going to be looking for their stock. So that's pretty much what Wall Street Bets did to the big corporations and big hedge funds and big companies. They tried to play a game that was dirty by shorting a stock, and they just got caught with their hands in the cookie jar, basically. And the little people came together. They came in high numbers, and they wanted to get that money from them. And they knew that they couldn't cover it because they was over leveraged. You cannot short 130% of a stock that is only 100% of. So Wall Street Bets, they got a whole big 3.5 million big ass Reddit group together, and they all decided to do something together. Now, what happened in this world was Robinhood, over 50% of the volume of GameStop was coming from Robinhood, because Robinhood, you know, supposed to be for the little people. Well, Robinhood had to shut down the buying option for GameStop. And they have their own particular reasons behind it, but real talk, I think what we just seen was a robbery, straight up, without a gun. It was a strong arm robbery from the little man by the big man. So I can get someone to explain to you what exactly happened. His name is Graham Steffens. You can listen to him right now.
The actual reason could possibly be a little less exciting than you think. Remember, the buy button of GameStop was temporarily disabled across multiple brokerages extending way beyond just Robinhood. Even the CEO of Webull went on record yesterday to explain that their clearinghouse, Apex, was dealing with a behind-the-scenes issue and had to disable trading against their wishes. See, when you buy or sell a stock, that money does not immediately change hands hands, even though it'll show up instantly for you in your account. Instead, the money goes through a clearing process where all of those transactions are recorded and settled about 2 days later. But what happens if the person you bought your stock from goes bankrupt before the clearinghouse is able to settle the transaction? Then all of a sudden, the broker can't deliver your shares, so they go to the clearinghouse, but they can't deliver your shares because the person they were getting it from went bankrupt. So they now have to pay out of pocket, but when the price of the stock skyrockets to unbelievable numbers, the clearinghouse simply doesn't have that much in reserves, and that could cause them to go under as well. Essentially, there weren't enough shares of GameStop available to buy. They couldn't margin call the short sellers fast enough to provide liquidity. They couldn't guarantee that those stocks would be available when you bought them, and they didn't want to be on the hook for the next 2 days if they couldn't provide you with the stock that you bought at the price that you bought it for. Then apparently the depository trust company who clears transactions saw this happening and told their clearinghouse that starting immediately, they will need 100% collateral on hand in order to cover the price of the stock being bought. But clearinghouses didn't have that type of capital on hand with a moment's notice, and brokerages didn't want to be on the hook for delivering shares that might not exist. So the only option was to refuse to clear GameStop purchases, which in turn caused brokerages unable to offer those shares for sale. Unfortunately, the Robinhood CEO did a really bad job explaining this, but the CEO of Webull was very upfront about the situation, and this probably makes more sense.
Right. Graham put it real good. Like, on the Robinhood side, it could be a clearinghouse issue that it hasn't went through, so they had to stop it. But the thing about it is, who's to say that everybody ain't in cahoots together, like, to stop this? So, you know, the message you should get from this right here, more than anything, is that it's power in numbers, right? And this is what this whole platform right here was created for, to show you that we can work together to get to a common goal or an individual goal for each of us, right? The information you have in your head that you think is valuable to you, it's valuable to someone else too. So you gotta drop it in here, let people know about it. You know, just things like that is to grow this community and actually make something happen for yourself, man. It's the journey to the 8th rank. You know, it's about personal finance, because if you ain't taking it personal, then what are you doing? Hey, keep people with 8th rank mindset.